Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Just waiting for this to update. There we go. And do a little test. As you can see, office day. All right, check this out. Test works. All right, good morning. I'll give you guys a few minutes to get on here. Hear this, and then I can see who's on here. Hope you guys are having a good day. It's Wednesday, Central New York. The sun is shining, so we cannot complain about that. It is going to be this weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. Good morning, Mother. Yeah, so I assume in your town, wherever that might be, Memorial Day has pretty much been canceled. That's how it is. I would have to confirm with the Fabius Historic Society, but it's probably the first time in the history of the second largest Memorial Day parade in the world, which is the Fabius one, that it's been canceled. Usually it's delayed, due to weather, but I've been told it's been canceled for this year. Not surprising, since you shouldn't be that close together. So, but yesterday we talked a little bit about, the end of that book that I was reading. And, I was kind of thinking this morning more about that. And really, as right now, like we're starting to, well, hold my thought. Well, Mother, my Facebook hours over Memorial Day weekend. Well, we don't do live brew on the weekend, Mom. So there you have it. And Monday morning, we will come, providing I have service, we'll be camping this weekend, secluding ourselves from the world. And yeah, so we might be doing Monday's broadcast via camper. Test that out. But anyway, I started to think about it a little bit more yesterday, and as we kind of start to near the end of this, where we're starting to do the phases and such with COVID, is now is that perfect opportunity where if you're the person who's always waiting for something before you act, like, well, I'm just gonna, you're the person who can never start a diet on a Tuesday because all diets start on Monday, or I'm gonna do that right after I complete, right after whatever. And there's always something within you holding you back. Now is that perfect opportunity. You have no excuses to say, I didn't have time, or I didn't have this, or I didn't have that, or I want to wait until, unfortunately, we don't get the opportunity to wait until. And you can only do that so many times before all of a sudden it's, you go to your yearly physical and the doctor's like, you have diabetes, or you go to your physical and they're like, here's a statin, a high blood pressure medication, and something else. Those are then all of a sudden, you're concerned about it, where you should be concerned about it before you get to that point. And the whole purpose of what I'm trying to do with this weekly or daily thing is create that awareness within yourself of, I'm not selfish if I put myself first for the benefit of others. And there's a difference between that. Selfish, if you're trying to better yourself to become as healthy as possible, to we start on a Thursday evening. If you're that person who's worried about that, like, oh well, I can't. I'm gonna sidetrack for a second. And since Joe's watching, Joe's a perfect example. Joe bit the bullet, joined a CrossFit gym. They're expensive, $150 a month. Joe started working with me. I don't think I'm expensive, but we'll just say that, all of a sudden, but Joe did that because he wanted to be the best version of himself, not only for him, which would help his career, but also more importantly for his daughters. And that is not selfish. If he just was like, you know what, screw everybody, I'm going to start spending $300 and something a month on myself because I want to, that's totally different. But if you sit there and you look back and you say, like, why do I keep reading these diet books? Why do I keep following these people on Instagram that do fitness videos? Why do I keep doing all of that stuff? And you keep coming back to this same answer of, well, because I want to be around to walk my kid down the aisle, or I want to see my kid graduate high school or college, or I want to have grandchildren. I want to see them. I want to be able to play with them, more importantly. Then what is your excuse for not starting? Other than fear of failure. But as we've covered in the past, you should fail. Because when you fail, that is where you grow, and that is what helps you to move forward. So if you're afraid of, well, if I start this, what if it's too hard? It's going to be hard. Everything is hard. When you went to college, there was a nervousness when you started school. What if it's too hard? What if it's different than high school? What if, there's all these what ifs, but you still went, you still completed it, you got the degree, and you got the job that you wanted. First day of work, same thing. You walk into a 42-story building and it's holy shit, who am I going to be in this 42-story building? There's 3,500 people working here. All of a sudden, that comes back. But yet, when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to health and wellness, I'm just going to skate. I'll take the easy way. Worst comes to worst, my doctor will give me some medication, and then that'll get my stress under control, or that'll get this under control. Don't wait until you get to that point. Start prior to then by saying, you know what? No exceptions. I want to be the best version of me because I deserve to be the best version of me. And there's nothing that is going to prevent me from doing that. So today is day one. Today I'm going to start, and I'm going to see this through. And for a lot of people, that's a hard struggle. That's hard because we're sold so many things on the internet, whether it's a thermogenic that you can buy that'll help you with weight loss. A friend of mine posted something the other day that said, who's interested in losing 30 pounds in 2 weeks by taking 2 pills a day? And my response was, ooh, I love magic. And a bunch of people thought that was funny. But someone's response to that post was, are there any side effects? And I'm like, hello, the title says it all. It's all a side effect. Is what makes you think that anything healthy, so I did the math on it that day, and I was going to post it, but kind of got distracted and found more important things to do, is in order to lose 30 pounds, that would be in excess of what you normally need, of like 9,000 calories of a deficit per day for 2 weeks to lose 30 pounds. So you're telling me that by taking these 2 pills, you're going to burn more calories than Michael Phelps does swimming the ocean for 4 hours a day. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I love magic. So we're sold that stuff so many times, whether it's, buy that pill, buy this supplement. That's all bullshit. It sucks. It's hard. It's not easy. But when you hit that goal that you're looking for, all of a sudden you see it and you're like, you know what? I'm proud of what I've done. I'm proud that I have been able to overcome all of these obstacles and get to where I am. Why do people make a big deal out of high school graduation? Because these kids overcome all these obstacles to get to where they are. Same thing with college. And it's really, truly the same thing when it comes to health and wellness. If you have never worked out a day in your life and never eaten good food, and all of a sudden, and you say, you know what, over the next 12 months, I'm going to completely transform my life, and I'm going to become a healthier version of myself, and I'm going to lose this 100 pounds, and I'm going to run a marathon. And you commit to that for a 12-month cycle. When you hit that 1 year mark, you should be extremely proud, because you have failed so many times along the way, but you didn't give up. And that's the difference between failing and failing forward, which is something that I talked about a couple weeks ago. Is when you fail forward, you know, you might find that I can't have a huge breakfast. This could be a failure. I can't have a huge breakfast and then go for a run and then go to work because I have horrible GI distress. And it totally derailed the rest of my day, and all I thought about was eating, you know, crappy food, and you know, so I finally gave in and had ice cream because that soothed my stomach. Is that a failure? I don't know. Did you learn from it? And then you said, okay, so here's what I've got to change to be able to move forward. Probably not the best example, but you get the idea. You want to make sure, and you know, and they always say, like, you know, everybody thinks the path to greatness is like this. And it's really like this whole like thing that goes all over the place. And there's truth to both of those. All of this, as long as it's leading to a line that continues to grow over time, that's what you want. It doesn't have to be, you know, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, all the way up. It might be step 1, 2, 3, down to step 3, step 4, you know, 4, 5, 6, and then down to step 5, you know, and that's fine, but you have to have the continual pursuit to get to that goal. And you can't fail once at it and just say, that's it, I'm done. So there you go. Today is Wednesday. We've got 2 more days this week, and then a good long weekend. So if you do have some Memorial Day plans, hopefully the weather sticks out. It's been an amazing week so far. So you know, if you're stuck at home still in Quarantineville, you have absolutely no complaints. You know, this is the best spring we could have asked for given our circumstances. So, you know, get out there, enjoy it. You know, like I always say, spend as much time possible outside as you can. And, you know, really just take in, you know, we finally have a spring. Usually we go from winter, a week of spring, and then into like the scorching heat of summer here in Syracuse. So have a great day. Get outside. If you're not in Syracuse, you know, hopefully your weather is good. I'm sure it is. So get outside, enjoy, you know, the opportunities that you have, and I will see you guys tomorrow.